Hello. I had an interesting encounter on Reddit recently that got my hackles up and kind of made me a little sad, and I'm going to talk about what happened. As we know, Reddit has been put through the ringer when it comes to feminist discussions. Female-centric subs are banned left, right, and center. You can't have feminist discussions pretty much anywhere on Reddit without getting banned. But I happened across a subreddit that I was very pleased to see existed. It's r/anti-pornography. And I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. Like, these, obviously I share values in thinking pornography is awful. So this seems like a great place to start interacting. So, like I said, I stumbled upon this subreddit and I thought, okay, like I'm going to start interacting here because there's nowhere else on Reddit too. So I have a video or two in this realm of anti-pornography, and I posted one, and it was really nice to post. Like I didn't really expect much, but I posted a video. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to find it. Hold on one second. I should have had this loaded up before I started recording, but c'est la vie. We are what we are, aren't we? So yeah, I posted one of my videos on the subreddit. I posted, let's see which one it was. I posted my video called Ethical Porn in Capitalist Patriarchy Cannot Exist. And it did like really well. I was really pleased. There was over 80 upvotes, 24 comments. So the community members were like engaging with what I had to say. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. So I decided to post another video of mine because the conversation was happening. So I posted my video called Let's Stop Acting Like Sex Work is Empowering. That was about 5 days after the first post I made. So it's not like there was spam or anything. That's not what was happening. It was multiple days later. And this one got over 130 upvotes and also 24 comments, which is kind of funny. And it seemed like, yeah, it was being engaged with well. Like what I had to say was being embraced by the women in this community. I'm sure there are men in there too. So I was like, okay, cool. Like this is a place that I can like express myself and my views. And I had a great like quote unquote intro with my two posts. So awesome. Let's, the one subreddit on Reddit that I could have feminist discussions in. So then everything, oh no, somebody's messaging me. So anyway, then I got a comment on my video from a Reddit mod. Oh boy. I didn't get screenshots of the original comment she left. I only got screenshots of what she edited it. I only got screenshots of her comment post edit. But it was like really fucking rude and condescending. And she was like scolding me like I was a fucking child and she was my mom. So she said, she said, we'll leave this last one up as an example of what not to do. She means my most recent post. She originally said, please stop promoting your own YouTube channel in r/anti-pornography, which I wasn't doing. I just posted like this is a subreddit for discussion of being against pornography. So I posted 2 videos with my thoughts on the topic. I didn't say like subscribe to my channel or like come join my channel. I just posted a link and that was it. So I wasn't promoting anything. She said, so this is about my video titled Let's Stop Acting Like Prostitution is Empowering or Sex Work is Empowering. She says, I personally have never seen anyone here in this sub express the opinion that prostitution is empowering. r/pornography is not a sub filled with members who think prostitution is empowering. We've had this very discussion ad nauseum. It is very poor reticate to post links to your own YouTube channel. Oh, okay. All right. Although it's not explicitly stated in our rules to refrain from doing so, I didn't think it needed to be. Clearly, I was wrong, and I'll modify the rules accordingly after my co-mods and I discuss the issue. What the hell? My apologies if this comes off as rude, but are you unaware that it's basic Reddit etiquette to promote your own social media accounts without reaching out to moderators in advance? One, yes, I certainly was. Okay. And two, I wasn't promoting anything. I was just sharing my opinions on this topic. Like, had I transcribed the audio from the video and posted it as a text post, would that have received the same reaction? Like, what would the difference be? Okay, anyway. She goes on to say, a few months back, I posted a link to a very long piece of investigative journalism regarding the website Facial Abuse and Ghetto Gaggers. I usually post articles that I find via keywords I've programmed into Google Alerts. However, that's not how I found the investigation I just mentioned. The journalist privately reached out to the moderators to receive permission. I found out a couple key pieces of information about the author, and they were incredible. He dedicated years of his life to his investigation and received nothing in return. He solely wanted to spread awareness to keep women safe and educate the public about the truth behind these websites. I mean, I wasn't looking for anything either, just like, I just want to spread awareness or spread my opinions, okay? He didn't even ask to post his own article. In fact, he asked whether we would post his investigation on his behalf. Many of us have heard stories from women who are severely traumatized by their experiences with the aforementioned websites. We finally got a look into the full scope of what goes on behind the scenes. I'm using the journalist's methods of going about sharing his work as an example of how everyone should go about sharing their own work. If I recall correctly, Paul Mulholland was his name. Like, is it just me or is this crazy? Like, I didn't realize that I have to ask permission to post on a public subreddit? Okay, sorry. She goes on to say, by posting your own video about how prostitution is not empowering, you're just yelling into an echo chamber. We know prostitution isn't empowering. She said, if you continue to use r/anti-pornography to promote your own work without acknowledging that the link is to your own channel, we will continue to consider it spam. If you want to actually try to make a difference in this world, my suggestion would be to find subreddits with members who desperately need to be taught that sex work isn't empowering. This sub isn't it. Yikes, okay? She then reiterates, again, I'm not trying to be rude or shame you. We're on the same side. I can't watch your video because I can't watch TV right now. And frankly, I'm not going to watch it because I don't need to be convinced of something I already know. Feel free to use our search function to get a feel for how often we've had this discussion. It's rarely a discussion because we're virtually all in agreement. Like, okay, lady, whoa. All I did was, just share my opinion on a topic that is topical for this subreddit. And she, scolded me like a fucking child. Wow. So I replied to her. I said, I only wanted to share my content to provide my perspective on the discussion. Based on the upvotes on my posts, it seems the community appreciates it. Based on the downvotes on your comment, it seems the community doesn't appreciate your scolding. For the record, she had negative downvotes on her post or her comment. Then I say you don't mean to be rude, repeatedly, but you're scolding like I'm a child and your tone was beyond condescending. I'll see myself out. Have a great weekend. Like, clearly I'm not welcome there. Okay. And then I revisited the comment section to see that she deleted her comment to me after that and replaced it with a placeholder here saying, I'm removing my comment until I'm able to explain it better tonight. Okay. Well, she did finally explain herself, and she posted another response to my comment where I was like my comment where I said I only wanted to share my expression, whatever. She finally replied saying, with a face palm emoji, God, I've been trying to respond to this since 3 or 4 a.m. I gave up on my 1 night per week to sleep. Tired, couldn't shake the comments to respond and clarify my very misunderstood comment, but I epically failed because 2 family members woke up very early and very sick. I've been writing a few sentences here and there, and it's coming together. I've decided to prioritize my family, so this is really just a note to inform anyone who is upset by my initial comment that I've been working hard to do a better job at articulating my point. It's always okay to respectfully disagree, provided no rules are broken, but it's important to me that our loyal, active sub-members understand what my intentions were in response to OP meaning me. Again, whether other members of the sub agree with me or not is far beyond my control. However, it is extremely important to me that my words not be twisted by anyone. Rather than neglecting my family as one of the sick ones is the other adult of our household, I've decided to do what's best for them and just wait until the children are in bed and my husband is comfortable. Like, lady, I don't need this novel explaining your life in your reply to me. Also, like, your husband is watching porn, let's be real. But okay, what the fuck? She goes on to say, OP, meaning me, if you see this, I interpreted your response to me as a goodbye for good. So please be aware that I'm neither anticipating you reading this nor expecting a response to the comment that I'll post tonight by 12 a.m. Central. Okay. From what I can see, you haven't participated in anyone else's threads. Right, because I literally just discovered this subreddit and I'm not chronically online. So that is true. So it's my opinion that leaving the sub is no huge loss for you. Okay, well, yeah, actually, I kind of do feel like it is because I've been like scolded out of it and I thought this was going to be a cool place to interact with other like-minded women, but I guess not. Although my response will technically be to you, as Reddit will notify you, please know that I respect everyone's right to leave a sub. God, so much fucking word salad here. Oh, and I haven't forgotten about you lurkers who send me PMs when you don't feel comfortable discussing personal matters in front of 30,000 people. Okay? She goes on to discuss that she's sorry she's slacking and responding to PMs like this has anything to do with the topic at hand. But again, she's going into explaining her life away. It's been a tough year and I've stepped back. I'm only PMing co-mods right now. Like, okay. What? She said, you have a good weekend too, OP. Another point I address is that intended tone can be very difficult to accurately detect, especially during what I learned was a heated exchange between internet strangers. There literally wasn't a heated exchange at all. She left me a novel of a comment scolding me like a child for daring to post in the subreddit. There was no heated exchange. I just replied to that scolding novel being like, okay, I guess I'll leave then. Like, wow. She says, I never intentionally belittle anyone. Okay, well, isn't the whole like thing is it doesn't matter what your intentions were, it matters what the impact was. Anyway, if anyone made it to the end, I know long comments can be annoying. They're probably even more annoying when I don't get to the point. Please excuse my mistakes. Like, okay, lady, okay. Nothing in that really was relevant or made any sense. Anyway, I got a supportive comment from a person who replied to her saying, imagine treating someone who agrees with you like this, who is literally on your side, who is trying to spread awareness and build community of like-minded women. Meanwhile, lauding the behavior of some male white knight sounding journalist, and your flair is literally let's unite against pornography, yet you scold a woman who is trying to do exactly that? You're really doing their work for them. Wow. And the mod simply replies, I'll explain later tonight, which she did. She wrote another massive novel to this person. She first asked if she can PM her, but I don't know. She decided to go off in the comments again, leaving another fucking novel, saying the issue is that people, not OP specifically, which we know she does mean me, are using r/anti-pornography to promote their own YouTube channels without transparency. For example, telling us that the videos are their own. Like, what? I don't really understand why that matters. I wasn't promoting my channel. I was sharing a topical video relevant to the topic of the subreddit. What is the difference if somebody posted their blog post or an article they wrote? Okay, whatever. They aren't writing any other posts except for multiple links to their own videos. I posted one other link, which was well received. Also, I barely discovered this sub. I haven't gotten a chance to be active, but okay. And then she says they aren't reading other people's posts. How do you fucking know that I'm not reading them? Do you have my Reddit history? No. And leaving insightful comments. Right, because I just got here. Namely, they aren't supporting this community. They're contributing their own content, then leaving. Not usually like this, but I've never seen someone stick around after spamming us. If 2 posts are spamming, not sure. At least she does say, in OP's defense, she didn't spam us. Well, no, that's right. I just barely got here. So, I was just stepping my little toes in. Sorry. Anyway, she says, if active sub members who actually actively engage with our community want to link their channels, excellent. I would welcome them with open arms. I've supported every single person who has reached out to ask whether she would be allowed to share. This is a public platform. You're telling me that people have to ask you if it's acceptable to post something on a public platform, which is relevant to the topic of the platform? Just the tone is so condescendingly rude. It's just baffling to me. Okay. She says, I didn't know OP, meaning me. All I know of her, she's an antinatalist. She's been on Reddit for 3 years, and she didn't bother to introduce herself or provide any sort of explanation before linking her own YouTube channel. I'm not sure if anyone else has gone to any random Reddit they happen to stumble across and made a post like, hey, I'm Radical Ramblings, 35, Western Canada, social worker. What the fuck? What? This is crazy. Anyway, she says, the members are incredibly important to me. Well, okay. Anyway, she then goes on to discuss how crazy her life is again, how she had a planned baby. Okay. And what is that? And I had to take a step back from moderating. Okay, yeah, probably you should focus on your kid. She said, I'm technically on a break, but I asked a trusted member of the sub whether she would be willing to step in for me while I took 6 months off to deal with personal matters. People act like moderating a Reddit sub is their life's work. It's not that serious. It's really not. It's just an internet platform. Anyway. She continues to woe is me about her life, saying, despite needing a break, other things have come up. I didn't sleep last night, so words are not ready available in this brain at the moment. Oh my God. Just going on and on about herself and her life and how awful it is right now, and she doesn't have the time to be doing this, but here she is sacrificing her family to be a moderator on this Reddit sub. She is wild. Anyway, She says, my comment to OP was intended to be protective of the sub, not rude. Whether or not that ended up happening is clearly a different story. Then she, like, so much word vomit. Oh my God. As you mentioned, OP and I are in agreement. I don't want to be presumptuous, but I'm basing the following on countless posts and comments. Most, if not all of us, share the belief that sex work is not empowering. Like, she's acting like I'm, like, by the title of my video being, let's stop acting like sex work is empowering. She's acting like I'm lecturing people. Like, if I titled it something else, would she be this mad? I don't know. Okay. She says, I didn't delete OP's post. I didn't delete her comment to me, despite feeling quite embarrassed. Well, yeah, maybe you should be embarrassed for the way that you fucking reacted and behaved to me like I'm a kid and you have to scold me. So rude. And I didn't ban her. Okay. I thought my comment was fair. I was merely venting my frustration at feeling used. You could have maybe like asked me rather than scolded me. Yeah, and then she says it's generally men who are promoting their own methods of quitting that get reported. Yeah, so like how about a woman tiptoeing into the sub for the first time, just trying to like establish herself as a member of this community? You fucking rage freak out at me for it? Like, whoa. Anyway, she says, indeed, my flair is let's unite against pornography, and thousands of people use it. It was a happy accident that I created personalized flair. Like, the level of detail she has to go in for every, like, little thing she does on the subreddit is bizarre. Like, it's, like, take it down a notch, lady. Then she says, OP's ability to come into the sub and promote her channel, then leave without caring, was telling. I saw myself out because you came at me like, again, like I'm a child. Like, why would I want to stay in a subreddit and continue to engage with the community when that is how you come at me for daring to engage in the community? I don't get it. Then she says to the person who stuck up for me, she says, although your words were hurtful, having a second person think I was scolding was enough for me to take criticism to heart. And then she says, apologies if this is all over the place. How about an apology to me for the way you attacked me? Like, and she says, I just felt compelled to respond once a member spoke up. Time to take care of everyone. They're all sick except the two of us. Okay. She felt compelled to respond once a member stuck up or spoke up. The person who stuck up for me. Like, how does she know that person's a member? Or how does she know I'm not a member? Like, it's just so rude. I haven't really ever received that kind of a reaction from a supposed feminist space. And I, like, when she says that you could just leave without caring, why should I stay if that is how a person is going to speak to me? I was ready to become a member of this community, hence the reason I posted in this community. But to be so condescended to like that, just, why would I stay? Why wouldn't I see myself out? I don't want to interact in a subreddit community where a mod feels it's appropriate to talk to people in that way. So, yeah, there's nowhere else on Reddit now for sure for me to go, but there you have it. Yikes.